Hello and welcome to the video. I want to make this video, it's almost the end of the year, and I want to make this video as a chance to say a big thank you to everybody. And I'm also going to respond to some of the comments that came up over my last few videos, just to clarify things for you. I'm not sure if everyone reads the comments, but I always think if somebody asks the question, then others may want to know as well. Anyway, I want to start by saying a huge thank you to everybody for all your support the last year. 2024 did not turn out anywhere near the way I planned it, but it is what it is. And look, I'm fit and healthy at the moment. Abby is fit and healthy. And I still feel really blessed to be living the way I am. I couldn't imagine of having to deal with things, especially with Abby, and have been working full time. It would have been very difficult. So yeah, I'm happy. I'm really good. And thank you so much. You've all been very supportive. There's been a lot of changes this year, and a lot of you have stuck there through thick and thin. And I want to say thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Let me get to some of the comments that came up in the last few videos that I made about the van and the old van and the new van going forward. So the first thing that I want to address is there was a few people that made comments that they're surprised the van was written off. So first of all, I want to share that I actually requested it to be written off, and there's a few reasons. So I'll let you know. The first thing is the van was only insured for $8,000. So it wasn't that difficult for them to write it off. I was doing 100 kilometers an hour when the wheel fell off and landed on the axle. I would never feel right driving that van again. I would never feel that there wasn't any damage that they didn't pick up. That was how I felt. The second thing is, a lot of you don't know, if you may have seen some of my videos, I had a big crack in my windscreen. So, a little secret I've been keeping from you, and that is that I replaced the windscreen about 3 years ago, I think the first year into the van. And when they pulled the windscreen out, they called me. There were major rust holes around the windscreen. Major. Like, they sent me pictures. I don't have them anymore, but there were like 4 or 5 big, huge holes around the window. And they said, I said, what am I going to do? They said they siliconed them in, and that was the solution. They said, but we cannot guarantee the windscreen. Well, look, not long after that, I got a million stone chips. I got the crack and everything. And I always knew I would either have to repair the rust, or I could never knowingly sell that van to anybody and pretend I didn't know what was going on under there. I couldn't do it. So that was one of the reasons I was thinking about getting rid of the van. It was on the way out. I don't think I would ever invest in fixing that rust. It would have probably cost thousands and thousands. So look, the van was on the way out. I'm actually happy that they paid me out. To me, it was it was the best solution for me. So I'm really happy with it. I know some people said they were fixed theirs. Each case is individual, and you don't know everything that was going on with my van. I do know it was slowly falling apart, bit by bit by bit. One more thing would go wrong. So yeah, it was a great van. I had it for 4 years, but its time is up, and yeah, it was worked out for my benefit that it got written off and I got paid out the cash. A lot of you have been asking how Abby is, and thank you so much for asking. I'll try and get some video clips to throw in here for you. She's actually doing really, really, really well. She is not hardly limping, so when we walk, she doesn't limp. I did notice the other night a little bit. I think it gets sore towards the end of the day, and when she gets up from lying down, it's a little bit sore. But apart from that, she's doing really, really well. We're house sitting for Faye, and Faye has 2 dogs, and she just loves having a little pack, and they get on so well. So yeah, she's really enjoying the other dog company. So she's doing really well so far. And as I've said before, I'll just deal with things as they arise. All right, a lot of questions I got was about the superannuation. So first of all, let me say one thing. I as a registered BAS agent, I cannot give financial advice, so I will not be making any comments on here about your superannuation, because I could lose my registration and then I won't be able to work. So all I can say is my situation. I recently turned 60, and the qualification for retired is working less than 10 hours a week. So technically I had been retired for 4 years because I work less than 10 hours a week. So that's my situation. If you're in Australia and you want to find out about when you can access your super, first of all, you can go to the ATO website. You could call your superannuation fund. I'm sure they'll be very helpful. And there's also another guy. I'm going to put a link. I say that. I'll try to remember. He's called The Super Guy on YouTube, and I'll put a link below. I get a lot of information from him and my sister, because my sister's a couple of years older than me and retired a few years ago, and she's like an expert on superannuation, so I call her. But I will put links below, but I cannot give you any advice. That's just my situation. But please call your super fund, look on the ATO, follow this guy on YouTube, and you'll find out what you can and can't do. All right, another comment I wanted to address was when I mentioned about putting a vent in the ceiling of the new van. I got a lot of comments on that, a lot. And also I wanted to say I really appreciate everybody that put all their input into what to do with the new van. Thank you so much. And just want to let you know that I read all the comments and I weigh it up and I do what's best for me. But I really appreciate you telling me what the options are. Honestly, it's really good. So a lot of people said I should get the Max Air fan. A lot of people said that, and a few people said about the Sirocco fans. So first of all, the Max Air fan. I can tell you now I won't be going with the Max Air fan. First of all, I like to keep things really simple in my van, and my power is a premium for me. So I will put in maybe just a vent that is rainproof, or I may put in a very simple fan that I can get a 12-volt plug to on the really hot nights, and I can run that off of like one of my power stations. But I won't be getting a Max Air. That's just for me. Yeah, but thank you everyone that recommended it. I know they're really good. I've seen them on videos, but I just want to keep it really simple, and I just want a little bit of airflow. And on the Sirocco fans, I already have 2 fans. So I have one that I've had for 4 years that already has its own little lithium power bank in it, and it'll run like all night. And I have the new one that I just got that I did a video on, that you put cold water in and blows cold. So I'm more than happy with those 2 fans. I don't need any more. So that is what I'll be sticking with. I had a question about how many kilometers. Do I record the kilometers on my van? The answer is yes. Every Sunday I would write down the mileage and how many kilometers I've driven that week. On my budget spreadsheet, I also track how many kilometers I've driven in the year. So I know those things. So the last reading for the van, which would have been right before it got written off, was 352,454 kilometers. I bought the van at 240,000. So I put on about 110,000 in 4 years. So yeah, that was the total mileage of the van. Again, it was getting up there and kind of ready to get rid of it. A lot of people commented about the tools. Now, you are all such a wonderful community. I had several emails from people all around Australia offering me to use their tools and a space to do it. Thank you so much. You are all so kind. Honestly, that really blew me away, how many people offering to help. A lot of people also mentioned like things like the men's shed. People mentioned that I could get a manual saw, which I never really thought about, so I could do that. But thank you so much for all your suggestions and all your kind offers of help. I really appreciate it. I'm still not sure what I'm going to do. I still don't have the van. That's another story. We're not going to that now. But I'm not sure what I'll do. But I do really appreciate everyone offering and all the suggestions that you made about what my options are. Thank you. I have also taken into account some of the advice on using the thickness on the floor. I've had somebody said they had 9 mil. I had one person recommend I use marine grade adhesive and not liquid nails, and thank you very much. I will see if I haven't looked if I see if I can source that, but I will definitely source that. I didn't even know that existed, so thank you very much. I will do that. And I am really seriously considering going thinner on the floor. I'm not sure I'd go 9 mil, but I probably would go 12 mil. But yeah, I am definitely still looking at that option. There is one other thing I thought to add to my list, and that is to get the weather shield covers for the front windows. Now, I had thought about doing this on my old van. I thought about doing a lot of things on my old van, but it got to a point where I knew she was on her last legs. I didn't want to put more money into it, but I will invest in the weather shields so that when it is raining, I can still keep the front windows cracked. And that's how I get circulation through. I keep the front windows cracked open most of the time. If it's a nice day, I have all the doors and everything open, but at night I always have the front windows cracked. So I've added weather shields to my budget, and I priced them up, so about $80. So that's taken my budget up to $1,800 now. I also had a few comments and questions about what my new van is. So it is a 2016 Toyota Hiace, long wheelbase, 2.7 litre petrol manual standard if you're in North America. So that's what it is. Yeah, white. I didn't get a high top, it's just regular top, and that's it. It has roof racks on it. Yeah, that's about all I can tell you at the moment. There are two more things I want to share with you in this video. The first one is to encourage you. A lot of people on here, they talk about the fear they have, and a lot of people will tell you, you can't do it, you're too old, you shouldn't do it. So I want to share with you something that recently happened, and I don't think Faye would mind. So, I have a friend, Faye, I'm dog sitting for her at the moment. She has a Hyundai Getz, which is a tiny little car, and she just drove across Australia in her Hyundai Getz. Faye is 74 years old, and she packed up. I lent her some stuff, and she free camped all the way across. It took her 5 days. She free camped. She had a stove to cook and everything. She had showers at the roadhouses. I gave her my water jug, things like that. We made covers for all the windows. She had a blow-up mattress in the back. So I just want to let you know that it's easy. It's really easy to do. You don't need a lot of fancy stuff. If you want to go on an adventure and you have a car, you can make your car work. You really can. Faye will be the first to tell you that she had a blast. She loved it. And it worked so well. So I just want to share that with you. Be brave. Don't wait until everything's perfect. You can have adventures now. Right. The one last thing I wanted to touch on is how I am coping with the situation at the moment. So it's not how I planned it, not what I expected. I have been without a vehicle now for 4 weeks, and Faye's been gone for 11 days, but I am really good at making the most out of every situation I'm in. I'm very lucky where Faye lives. The shopping centre is very close. After I shoot this video, I'm going to get an Uber down to the laundromat to do my laundry, and then I can get an Uber back. It's like 1.5 kilometers down the road. It's down a really big hill. That's why I'm going to Uber. I'm not walking up the hill with a big basket of wet laundry. It's quite a steep hill. But that's really close, and there's lots of places here to walk with the dogs. I did a grocery delivery for food. I've done a delivery for the dog food. Yeah, it's actually really okay. I've got the table set up for my art, and I've got everything I need. I've got the love of 3 dogs. So yeah, I'm very good at making the most out of the situation that I'm in. And I got myself a little bit upset on the day before Christmas. I got a little bit upset because the money hadn't come through from the Superannuation fund. They were being of zero help. And I did get a bit upset and had a moment where I felt sorry for myself. And I talked to my older sister, and I made some decisions then, and I slept on it, and I kind of played things over in my mind a few times overnight. And what I do is when I wake up, I put on, YouTube has sleep music, and I just put that on, and it calms your mind. I go back to sleep, and I woke up the next day feeling really good about the decisions I've made, and really good going forward. And you know what? This is the situation at the moment, and we're going to make the best of it. So just wanted to let you know that you can do that. You don't feel sorry for yourself for too long. Don't dwell on it. I can't change the situation. you have to accept this is the situation. I can't change what is, but what can I do going forward? So I will tell you the choice I have made is I cancelled the withdrawal request from my superannuation fund, and I am switching superannuation funds. I've put a request in to move the money over. I spoke to my old superannuation fund, spoke to them, and they assured me the request won't take more than 5 days. And so I'm going to do that, and I'll put a request in with them. I've let the dealership know that's what's happening. So yeah, I just didn't want to deal with those people, the old people, anymore. I did not want to deal with them. They couldn't give me any answers. I've been phoning them for 3 weeks. I get the same answer every time. They couldn't tell me when it was going to come. And I said, this is ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. And I said, I just don't want to deal with them anymore. I said, I'm out. I'm going to go back to the other people. So once I made that decision, just go with it. Go with it. Don't second guess yourself. Don't question it. This is the decision I made. Go with it. And I've got plans. All right. That's everything I want to share with you for now. Oh, my foot's going numb. I'm sitting on the floor. I do have a couple of other videos that I want to shoot for you. I am going to do for you my 2025 budget. I have set that up. I'm going to share with you how I set up my budget and everything, and how you can set up a budget, and also my plans for 2025. Some of the things I want to do, what things I'm working on, and a lot of them are picked up from 2024 that didn't happen, but it's okay. It's okay. It is what it is, and we can just try again in 2025. All right, everyone, I hope you're having a great holiday season. I hope you're enjoying seeing your family and friends. Hope you're enjoying some time off work if you're having it. I actually get a whole week off of work, which is heavenly for me. So I hope you're all doing really well. Thank you again for your support. Unfortunately, I can't do any lives from here. The internet here is not very good. I won't be strong enough to do a live. I don't have Starlink activated at the moment. But look, I will see you all on the next one. Bye.